Hi dear students, welcome you all on the behalf of Rahul Anand tutorials. So as you know that I am Rahul Anand and this is somewhat around my channel whose name is actually the Rahul Anand tutorials. So now let's start with a very interesting topic which are often be asked in terms of your Neet, often the Aiims, often the All India Pre-Medical Examination. So these are literally belong from which of the chapters of your book? So these are belonging from the evolution chapter. So what are actually the these? So in this literally we will be understanding about what? About the origination of life on the earth. So it means what? It literally means the overall thing which actually happened in terms of the universe past. It will be coming under what? So it will be coming under the origination of life on the earth case. So now let's start to discover what are actually the certain things in it. So our universe actually start to form when, so our universe start to form on around 20 billion years ago. Fine. As well as there was a certain accommodation. Often our universe start to expand as well as expand till what day? Till actually about 13.6 billion years ago. So you could often popularly find here on the board here. Around 13.6 billion years ago. Now. So literally when we are talking about this meaning term of the earth case, so how does actually the origination of life actually come on the earth? So you have to go through the brief inspection of what? Go through the brief inspection of the Big Bang theory. So Big Bang theory helps playing important role in order for what? In order to make us understand that how does actually life come on the earth's surface. Fine. So what are actually these? So our universe start to expand. Fine. And after that what was there? And after that it start to become bigger. In the third step what was happening? So as it become bigger, so it start to be cooler. From what? From actually the hot condition. So before it was quite hot. Why is it so? Literally. So now we are coming as the understanding about the earth. Fine. As well as the Milky Way galaxy. So primarily what was there? So there was actually the huge bundles of the hydrogen as well as the helium gases. And after that what happened? And after that, due to the continuous burning, so you often know that the hydrogen are quite lighter gases. So there was the explosion in terms of the macro level. And after that what happened? The state start to change. Why is so? This is due to because of the certain of the accommodation with reference to the changes which actually present in terms of what? In terms of our universe. And after that, as per the state changes, means from what? Means from actually the gaseous state into the liquid state. From liquid state it starts to change into what? So it actually starts to change into what? Into the solid state. So you could often find that we are having the asteroids, often the comets, often the rocks. So these are nothing but these are the different forms literally being provided in terms of your here, I mean the asteroids as well as the stars. So sun is regarded as the what? The largest star. Often we are having the earth, etc. on the earth. So let's talk about the different experiments which we are actually performed in order to understand about the origination of life on the earth. So we are having the different types of the experiments, such as what? Such as the Lois posture experiment, as well as what? As well as the theory of special creation. Often we are having the Lois posture experiment. Fine. As well as what? As well as the Miller-Urey experiment. So literally here we are going to understand about these in the Miller-Urey experiment. So Miller-Urey experiment. So primarily when I am talking about the Miller-Urey experiment, the thing you have to remember that he was actually from which of the country, or rather he was scientist from which of the country? He was actually the scientist of the America country. Now, so what was actually the certain experiment? So he created actually the fine amount of the drawn. So he drawn the particular circumstances as well as created the condition as like what? As like towards the oldest earth. And after that what happened? So he created the certain types of the electrical discharge in terms of what? In terms of the closed flask here. So here is somewhat your closed flask. Now. So after that what test he actually do? So the closed flask were actually containing what? So our closed flask is actually containing what? In terms of the Miller-Urey experiment, It was containing the several types of the vital gases. What are actually these? So these are the methane as well as what? As well as the here mean the NH3 ammonia. After that what? After that the water vapor. And with the water vapor was around what? So it was literally around 800 degrees Celsius. After that we are actually often having the, what? The H2O, mean the water molecule. So these were like literally present in our of the closed flask. Now, so fine. So after that, what does we actually observe? So in terms of the observation of the Miller-Urey experiment, we found what? So he actually found that the result or either the final product which we are actually coming. So it was what? So it was actually the simple carbohydrate as well as what? As well as the amino acids. So you could popularly find here on the board here. Simple carbohydrate as well as the amino acid literally formed with reference to what? With reference to here. Means the Miller-Urey experiment. So you are often having the another experiment such as what? Such as the lowest posture experiment, then the curiosity of spatial creation. So this is somewhat the lowest so this is somewhat the Miller-Urey experiment. Which is coming from what? Which is coming from actually the evolution. So you are often having the adaptive radiation. So what are actually the adaptive radiation? So every organism is having the unique ability to perform what? To perform the best accommodation for what? For the best existence on the Earth or rather the Milky Way planet. So if it is not being provided, what will happen? The organism will literally die due to what? Due to the adverse condition. So suppose that when we are talking about evolution, so you have to understand that primarily we were having what? So we were having the leucocytes, and after that these were actually unicellular in nature. They are actually hydratic in nature, means present where? So these were present in the water environment, but due to the certain of the races as well as the accommodation in terms of what? In terms of the survival. So what has happened? So literally these unicellular leucocytes start to develop into the multicellular, and literally there was the certain types of the vital steps, and the organism means from unicellular start to develop into what? Into the multicellular, then into the higher specialized organism. And after that, so you often find that there were certain types of the pieces, but literally due to the certain type of the accommodation in terms of the race, in terms for the fight for reproduction, or either for the feeding mechanism in terms of the food, there was the competition, and the ones which were having the potential to fight, so they fight in terms for what? In terms for the existence or the for the better survival. So they those physics such as the Elsa literally transformed into what? So it literally transformed into the snakes, as well as the geographical rays often being changed from what? From the hydrotic solution to out of the ground level, as well as the land. So this is somewhat the condition in terms of your evolution. So here we have understood about what? About the Miller-Urey experiment, often the inspection with reference to the evolution case. So if you like the work with reference to the education, often the lecture, so you could often subscribe, like, as well as comment below in the text. Thus I will be knowing that what concept actually you are and report, or what haven't you understood or either got. So very thank you with reference to what? With reference to the Rahulana tutorial. So very thank you.